The visual is not important here. The music is not important here. The voice is not important here. What matters are the words. If you cannot listen to the words, you do not belong here. If you understand this, welcome to the Fate Club. In the quiet of daily routines, in the unsettling gap between obligation and expectation, a subtle feeling begins to awaken within many. A feeling that has no name yet, that something is wrong. Not loud, not urgent, not dramatic, but persistent. It hovers in the background of thought, in the silence of moments where attention is claimed by nothing specific. The body, the mind, and the inner awareness begin to register a mismatch between the rhythms of the past and the subtle cadence of the present. Actions that once felt automatic, roles that once defined identity, reactions that once brought reassurance, all now appear slightly hollow, slightly off balance. It is not an immediate awakening. It is a process that begins as a small tension, a quiet strain in the neural fibers of consciousness. For those accustomed to the linear predictability of reality, a sense of unease arises without a clear reason. Suddenly, questions appear that were never asked, doubts that never emerged. Days become heavier, not because something outside has broken, but because the internal system no longer responds as it was programmed to. This mismatch embodies the new vibrations permeating shared reality. It is not anger, frustration, or depression. It is the silence that stretches between the impulses of mind and the responses of the body. Old processes that once defined how to react, think, plan, and interpret begin to disintegrate. Some notice it as fatigue, others as difficulty concentrating, others as an unexplained pressure or emptiness. In the background of this change, attention subtly shifts. Some begin to detach from old images, old expectations, old fears that once dictated their steps. The new vibrations can no longer align with them because their frequency has increased. The organism, the psyche, and consciousness begin testing the limits of old structures. Every attempt to maintain old patterns encounters a gentle, inevitable resistance from within. It cannot yet be fully expressed in words. It is a transformation without definition, emerging as an elusive sense of mismatch. Something is wrong, yet it is unclear what exactly. Every attempt to pinpoint the source meets a quiet response from reality. You cannot use old tools for new frequencies. This feeling grows more frequent, gradually entering everyday life, until it becomes part of the experience of being itself. Some react by trying to increase control, gather more information, or reinforce routines. These efforts are futile because the fundamental frequency has shifted. Reactions that once produced results no longer work because the vibrations shaping reality have moved forward. It is not chaos, not disorder, not an end. It is adaptation, occurring through inner mismatch, through the mirror the body and mind create in response to new vibrations. Small fragments of perception indicate the change. The sense that something is wrong is a signal rather than a diagnosis. It shows that old processes which defined identity and safety are no longer compatible with the new reality. People begin shifting from reflexive reaction to quiet observation, from constant striving to unforeseen inner stillness. This process unfolds over time, across years, cycles of repetition and testing of old patterns. Some notice it in their changing relationship to authority, others in their changing relationship to truth, to surroundings, to the body. Focusing on old structures only leads to frustration. The silence between responses grows, and in it, a new understanding forms, neither conscious nor planned. A new rhythm begins to appear in the air, in gestures, in the mind. It is not a completely new world, but is a new processing of the old world. People stop reacting to external conflicts in the same ways, stop seeking validation in routines, stop identifying with roles that once gave a sense of control. Old frequencies collapse and new ones settle. It is not an easy process. It is not visually dramatic. It is not an experience captured by external senses. It is a shift within, revealed through small, incompletely named signals. Something is wrong, and at the same time, something is emerging. Mismatch indicates the direction consciousness is moving, even when people do not yet understand its nature. This feeling appears more frequently, becoming a constant part of experience. Some try to escape, seek quick answers, but the frequency cannot be adjusted. Is not a problem to fix. Is not a warning. It is the silence showing that old vibrations no longer have authority over awareness, that old structures are becoming transparent and no longer influence the inner rhythm. It is these subtle movements that define the transformation. The sense that something is wrong is only a reflection of new reality coding penetrating every layer of mind and body. It cannot be ignored, but cannot be fully understood either. It shows that consciousness is shifting, that the old mechanisms that once guided life no longer apply. Each day, each experience, each situation tests how deeply the inner rhythm has adapted to the new vibrations. There is no goal, no reward, no awakening to achieve. There is only process. A process revealed as a persistent sense of mismatch, and simultaneously as the quiet shaping of a new inner order, impossible to name completely, yet present in every breath, every silence, every movement. If you understand this, welcome to the club.